Ciao, everyone.
Hey, how are you there?
Buongiorno, buona festa. How is everyone doing today? We're so excited to have you on this stream before Christmas. We have a very special guest coming on. Marta from Enna is going to be coming on. She's going to be talking about some of the traditions in the mountain town of Enna.
Fabulous town and a fabulous guide. I'm proud that she's associated with us. Really, I'm looking forward to her chat. So this morning I get up. I'll tell you a quick story before. Okay. So this morning I get up and I go into the living room, and because it's about 4 o'clock in the morning, I plug in the tree to see the crinkly lights because I wanted to come out and see the Star of Bethlehem, which, by the way, was beautiful. And I'm looking at my tree, and I'm admiring it with the twinkle little stars and stuff. And I noticed it was all covered with snow. Snow, my tree.
I can't laugh at this because I heard this before.
So then I turned on the lights. What had happened was the water from the bad rainstorms we've had got into the ceiling, and all the paint chips fell on my tree.
So we have snow on our Christmas tree.
We have paint chip snow on our genuine imitation tree, Bunster. That's how the day started today.
Hey, I want to hear how everyone is doing, where you're watching from. Leave us a comment below. Now I want to show this because we've been talking about sweets during Christmas, right? And we've been talking about panettone, Pandora, and Tre Marie. And guess what? Our neighbor gave us this Tre Marie, which is reputed to be one of the best panettones. And guess what, you guys? Right in front of you. I'm going to open. Open it open.
Esther had made our apple pie for him, and she was outside waiting for him. And he saw her, and he went back to the car, and he came up, and he ended up getting the panettone.
But we also got a really nice Christmas tree from him too, right?
Yep. Tre Marie is the best one. It's from the north. I believe this is from
Verona.
Yep.
So, all right, everyone. Don't forget, we're going to have a Christmas Eve show as well. Hey, Al, what are you having, by the way?
Well, right now, I'm watching. Here's our panettone.
See, it comes in a bag. It was beautifully wrapped.
Yep. It's nice and soft, too. These things last about 3 months. These are terrific.
Can you see the raisins in there?
Yep.
It's nice and soft, and it's going to be great for your morning treat tomorrow,
I just put it in the toaster oven. We got a brand new toaster oven last week, and it's going to help out. But today, it's chilly out. So today, I have a mighty fine. Let me show it to you. Where are we here? Mighty fine little glass of what you say a libation called Antica Romana. It's a fine brandy with my stogie, my beautiful woman over here on the side. I want you to know, Jim Ingram, what else does a guy want, huh? Tell me what else the guy wants.
All right, let's say hello to our friends Joe and Sue Essioni. Maria is here. Of course, Jim Ingram. Laszlo Partik, Ciao from London. Want to hear a funny story? He's actually Hungarian, living in London and thinking of coming here or going to come here to Catania. And he has a project going on that is very interesting. Dr. Rosemary is here. Dr. Rosemary was the sponsor of our Cerami video that we did a few weeks ago. By the way, all of the Ancestral Home videos, I'm going to put it in the description of the show. Jody DeLuca, OMG from California. They're up early. Yeah, ching to you. B and Don are here. Wow.
Make a mental note. Esther is working on, I would say it's going to be the creme de la creme of videos. She's working on the Sheffalo piece right now. And the visuals from the Sheffalo piece is terrific. Although we've been getting quite a bit of action on
all of them.
All our
Eagle Nest Robotics, James Ingram, a lot of people are here this morning. Where are you watching from? Leave us a note below.
What does Jim say? Not a damn thing, Al. Not
a damn thing.
What are we talking about, Jimmy? Are you okay?
California, Chin Chin, Jody DeLuca. All right, Al, I want to talk to you about the cookies. Are you going to dunk the cookies
no. Typically, in the afternoon, I like to have myself a little bit of a little drink, especially on a chilly day. And this time of the year, I like the little, I'm going to put it over here so you can see them. This way over here. The little cookies with the sesame in them.
You guys know this one?
These are terrific. I like the smaller ones. There's a lot of reasons why I have a smaller one. And the first reason, I could eat like 10 and not feel guilty about it. Whereas if I eat the bigger ones, I feel guilty about it. But they're great with the coffee, with the espresso, or with a little bit of brandy that I'm having right now. A little bit of brandy is a little afternoon type of.
That reminds me of the scacciata thing. You bought 500 grams of scacciata, and you said, "Oh no, I'm going to split it in half and eat half and half, so I don't feel guilty."
Let me tell you about the scacciata. Okay.
By the way, if you know scacciata, if you guys don't know, meat pie or vegetable pie.
Pork meat pie. Over here, what they do is they use the sausage for filling, right? So, as a side dish yesterday, Esther made up some broccoli rabe, which is my favorite, veggie. So for the hell of it, I opened up the scacciata, the meat pie, and I stuffed it with the broccoli rabe, figuring sausage and broccoli rabe go to heaven. It was the most delicious. I saw God. I mean, God was like, "Hey, pretty good, huh, man?" And it was good. So this morning I was talking to my brother. I says, "Tommy, what you have to do is next time you get meat pie, get some broccoli rabe, put it in." He says, "Look at you, idiot. Johnny Sapienza, which is our friend, had a pizza joint. It was called Pizza King, and that's what he was known for, putting broccoli rabe in his meat pie. But it was terrific, Esther."
All right. Jim Ingram says, "You asked me if anything could be better, just answering your statement." That's right. You can't be any better than your drink, your beautiful woman. You're in Sicily.
I hope that Jimmy's feeling good. I've been worried about you, Jim. We've been saying prayers for you.
Joe and Sue are in New Jersey. Dr. Rosemary, Lakewood Ranch, Florida. Greetings from Florida. Stephen De Domenici. If I said that right, broccoli and cheese is my favorite. And you guys,
broccoli and cheese is great too.
Yeah. Scacciata is what typically people eat here on Christmas Eve and also on New Year's Eve.
Have you settled?
And also the fish on the Christmas Day. Have you
settled on the menu for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day yet?
All right, here's what we're having. Since Friday, typically we would have on December 24th bacala, but since 25th falls on a Friday, which we...
No, 24th, right?
Right, but the 25th falls on a Friday, and you don't want to have meat on Fridays. We're going to have the meat on the 24th. We're going to have turkey and scacciata on the 24th, and the 25th, I'm making bacala.
Yeah, I don't eat meat on Fridays for a lot of reasons, especially with Jesus' birthday coming up. How the hell can you eat meat on it? Whatever. And last night, the North Star appeared.
Did you see it?
Right over here.
Did you see it?
Yep. And I saw the three wise men come walking by. I saw Santa doing a test run.
Yes.
And then I saw La Befana on her her broomstick, just testing her stuff up. I don't know how many years it's been since the actual North Star was around, but just some beautiful
making our fish salad for Christmas Eve.
Fish salad is good.
Sounds good with the octopus. Is that with the octopus and the frutti di mare? Okay, so
Joe, that's good. That's a good meal, Joe.
Should we have Marta on?
Sure, we could have Marta on. She's waiting to put.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the one and only Marta.
Ciao.
From the province of Enna.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
So there's so many things we want to talk to you about. But first of all, so let me just tell everyone that you are a certified guide, right? And you are the one that does our tours with us. And tell us a little bit, a few sentences about what makes Enna, the city of Enna, in the province of Enna, so special.
Oh, wow. What a great question. Thank you so much for asking me. Well, actually, I'm from Enna, and I should say that I like one image of Enna. When I just wake up in the morning, almost every day in winter, we are in the clouds because there is fog all the day. So just imagine when I say, just when I open my window, wow, I'm in the clouds. I can walk in the clouds, actually. This is funny, of course, in the winter, but It's beautiful because Enna it's in the center of Sicily. So you can see everything from the top of the towers, from the top of the mountains, and especially the incredible monuments like the castle, which is one of the biggest in Sicily ever created. There are also beautiful legends connected to mythology, the incredible cathedral, and many beautiful monuments all the way around. So, it's special for me, but I hope it's special for everybody.
How are the roads there during the winter time, getting up the mountain?
What do you mean?
Are they slippery? Does it snow up there during the winter or what?
Well, actually, in winter, it's winter is snowy, so we have
Huh?
snow.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this year we didn't have snow, but usually in December we have snow, and also in January. But every day we have fog. In fact, you were talking about the North Star yesterday. I wanted so much to see it, but I couldn't see it because it was foggy all the way around. So,
Now, Marta, one of the big events, and we did actually an entire episode in Enna with the Good Friday procession, which
oh
is
yeah.
The Easter
breathtaking.
procession.
Excuse me, an Easter procession, which is breathtaking and very memorable and unique in Sicily.
Yeah, well, actually, not only it is fantastic because it is a religious tradition, and for the Good Friday, you see these confraternities. So these people dressed in costumes, they just derive from Spanish traditions, and you see all of them dressed with different color clocks, and their face completely hidden by a hood because they're praying for Jesus, and you see all of them filing past the streets, accompanied by the band, which intones the different marches. It's really touching because when you see all of them reciting prayers and walking slowly, and then, of course, when you see the statue of Our Lady of Sorrows on Good Friday, together with Jesus Christ in the urn, it's really breathtaking and touching. And it was declared one of the most beautiful traditions all over Italy, not only in Sicily. So
Yeah,
I really invite you,
definitely
everybody.
in Sicily for Easter. It's a must see.
Jody DeLuca says, and I happen to agree, that the best cannolis around are in that bar right
Right
across
across
from the
the
Duomo. Huh?
Well,
What
Gianni's right.
All right, I want to talk a little bit. This is a different type of a year everywhere, but Enna is doing something special. And the mayor, let me see if I can add this. Look at this, folks. Look at this beautiful um, painting that's illuminated. Talk a little bit, Marta, about what the
Yeah.
mayor is doing with.
Well, yeah. Well, this year the mayor decided to give us a gift, actually, to all the population. Then he decided to create this illuminations all over the town. So when you go downtown, and also in the main square or in the main districts of Enna, you see all the light projecting these fantastic paintings all over the monuments, just like the facade of this church, as you can see in this picture. And they're all paintings by Raphael, the famous painter, just because it was the 150th anniversary of his death. So it's fantastic to see all the town surrounded by all these paintings all the way around,
great.
and also in the corners there's paintings.
That's
Martha,
terrific.
we have a few. First of all, quick hello to Peter Scipoletti from New Hampshire, Nancy DeMarco, ciao. Mark Hill is from Connecticut.
Hey, Mark, how you doing, brother?
Dr. Rosemary wants to know, can you speak a little bit about the Greek ancestry in Enna?
Of course. Of course, I answer to Dr. Rosemary. Well, actually, Anna has a great Greek tradition because Greeks arrived here and they actually created the famous legend of goddess Demeter together with her daughter Persephone, or Kore, as we call it here. It's incredible because you have to imagine the many incredible priests during the Greek times. They were praying the goddess, and actually they created all this procession, just saying a prayer to the two goddesses. There is a beautiful legend also connected to the rape of Persephone, because the legend says that Demeter's daughter was raped by Pluto when she was picking up flowers nearby Enna, nearby a lake in the countryside of Enna, and Pluto just raped her, and he just brought with him underground. And just imagine Goddess Demeter. This is always a legend by Greeks. Of course, she was desperate. She was looking for a daughter. And in the end, she just went towards Mount Etna just to look for her with a torch in her hand as she was calling her daughter. And she was calling her Kore, Kore all the time, all the night. And the legend says also that she just found actually the daughter, that she was underground, and Jupiter decided that the daughter just spent 6 months underground with her husband, of course Pluto, and the next 6 months, of course, in the Earth. And this, of course, explains the differences between winter and springtime, and of course summertime. Yeah, and we are very touched by this legend because it's like if it's in our blood.
That's great. That's a
A
great.
quick thank you, Dr. Rosemary, for that super chat. We very much appreciate it. Hope Marta answered your question. If you have other questions, just email me and I'll make sure that Marta responds to you.
Wait a minute. What's a super chat? What's a super chat?
Super chat is someone just donated $25 for us for making Marta answering the question. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rosemary. Marta speaks English very well.
Yes, she does.
Thank you.
And she's easy to understand. Yep, we know. All right, let's move on to this a beautiful recipe that Martha's parents helped put together. It's a collaboration between your parents, and they do all the churches around Enna, correct?
Yeah, it's correct. Well, thank you so much for showing the picture. Well, actually, this was a nativity scene. Actually, this is a part, a detail of the nativity scene that my father created. Everything you see was created, I mean, the environment and the houses by my father. So he created the project, he decided the style. And actually, my mother instead collaborates with him because she creates the dresses of the little statuettes that you see in the picture. Yeah.
Bravo.
Here's another one.
You have another one? No?
Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another
Yeah.
one. Okay,
This, yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. Well, this is actually the main thing, the cave with the nativity scene, so to speak, and it's just upon a column because the column symbolizes the temple of God, so the power of God actually, which sustains the world, and so even the nativity scene.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, so the other big thing I wanted to talk to you about, you posted something on Facebook that you were making with your mom, and it was a typical Sicilian sweet of the period. And I wrote to her, I said, what is this? So
Well,
let me, if I can find the picture of that. Go ahead. So the bucalato.
buccellato, yeah. Well, buccellati were, well, actually, they are traditional sweets here for Christmas time, not only in Enna, but everywhere in Sicily. Wherever you go, or whether it's Palermo, or it's Trapani, or Agrigento, or Enna, you see these ones. These are the ones in particular my mother prepared. Well, actually, they are typical desserts created with the filling inside. So the filling is made of dried fruits, so dried figs for most part, and then raisins, and then of course sugar and cinnamon. Not too much cinnamon in my family because we don't love it so much, but it depends on how you like it or not.
They sell that in the States, the Italian.
Buccellato?
Yes, of course. They don't.
Yeah, very similar.
Yes, the good Italian bakeries have that, and everybody's parents during Christmas time used to attempt to make it, and there's all different types too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
how would you compare the consistency of buccellato to, let's say, panettone, which is doughy, or pandoro?
That's okay.
Okay. They're completely different. Just because these are just like cookies. So when you taste them, they're made of short crust pastry, the so-called pasta frolla here in Italian language. So this pastry is done with flour, with sugar, and with lard, but you have to prepare it one day before. So it has to rest in the refrigerator. So it's a very long process. So my mother prepares it one day before, together with the filling. So it's really long. And the most incredible thing is the perfume once that she's cooking them, because you see this perfume all over the kitchen. Wow, it's fantastic.
I want to give a crash commercial over here. If you ever come to one of our tours, we always go to Enna, whether we're on the West Coast or the East Coast, and guess who you will meet guiding
Oh,
you around?
oh,
Yeah, she does a great job. She's one of our highest rated guides. She speaks perfect English, and you really
thank you.
can't ask her a question about Enna practically because she doesn't know. So for us, she's perfect.
All right. So one more question for
One
you.
more question.
What do you have in Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with your house?
Well, actually, my father already created the presepe, so the nativity scene in my house. That couldn't be missed, of course. And then we'll be having bacala in my house as a traditional dinner. This is the traditional one. So my father prepares it in wet, so codfish in wet, of course, with potatoes, and then of course we'll be waiting, for Jesus to born actually, because we'll be waiting to put the little statuette of Jesus Christ in the nativity scene. This is a typical tradition in our family. We wait until midnight just to
Yeah,
put the little statuette.
as it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Okay, Marta, grazie mille.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
very
much.
much.
Buona festa. I'll
Hope
be
to have you on
speaking to
again
you
someday.
online
Thank you.
too.
There's something else
Have a
too.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much.
Auguri.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Okay, that was
Wow.
fun. I
Woo.
always learn something from her.
Whew, she's
That
a pretty
town of
smart
Enna,
lady, huh?
that town of Enna is
Great
incredible.
town.
The Lombardy Castle, the views from there, and on a clear day, you can even see Mount Etna.
On a clear day, you can see forever. Hey, did you watch last night on the television?
We don't have a TV.
Oh, that's right. So forget about it. I have this other question. We don't have a TV. It's Christmas time, and usually there are movies that people watch to get into the spirit beforehand and then during. So here's my question to you, Bunsta. What's your favorite movie to watch about Christmas before Christmas?
Well, first of all, I saw in the United States a lot of people posting about The Sound of Music a few days ago, or maybe a couple of days ago. Traditional movies that are shown around this time, hands down, The Sound of Music is my number one movie during this period, or any period. But for Christmas specifically, I would say The Grinch.
The Grinch That Stole Christmas?
The Grinch That Stole. And the other one is, what's the one, Christmas Past?
Scrooge?
Scrooge.
Scrooge. The
That one I
old one
like.
or the new one? The old one?
The old one, the
All
class. I'm a classic kind of girl.
The new one is with Bill Murray. My favorite pre-Christmas is with Hugh Grant, and it's on Netflix right now. If you have Netflix, it's called Love Actually. If you ever have a chance to watch it, it's a real good good movie. But for Christmas Day, I have to find White Christmas with Bing Crosby and with Danny Kaye and Rosemary Clooney. And then the other one is Holiday Inn, which is with Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
But there's only one segment there that's on Christmas, but that really gets me. It's about a place in Connecticut with the snow and the sleighs and all this other stuff. Those are the movies for me that kind of gets me in the mood.
Hey, what is
Christmas.
your favorite Christmas or holiday movie? Leave us a comment below. I'm very interested to know in the days leading up what you like to
Yeah,
watch.
because there's always pre, and then there's and then afterwards. When I was back in the States, and of course now you're not going to be able to do it, but Christmas Day night was the night that people went to the movies. And I remember me and my family back in '72, it's a long time ago, we actually saw the Godfather movie.
Wow.
It had opened up in Lawrence Cinema. And, they had like cinemas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 3 cinemas were showing the Godfather. And it was packed. I couldn't believe it. I said, what's this movie about? And guess what? It was really, really... Joe just watched those 2 movies the other night.
It's a Wonderful
White Christmas.
Life. Dr. Rosemary, I'm with you. The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Karen Blumel says White Christmas.
Me too, Karen. I love that movie.
We just watched those the other night. Okay,
You
very
know,
good.
My friend Mary DiZazzo posted a picture on Facebook yesterday. It was hilarious. It was a picture of believe it or not, it was a styrofoam bell. Okay?
Yeah.
And on the bell, there was two strings. Okay? And back when we were kids, young kids, that was like the rage to buy one of those things, and you put it on the door. And what you would do is you would pull one of the strings down, and it would play Jingle Bells. And Mary DiZazzo, I love her. She's a doll. Her and her husband, Dave, they have one. And I got jealous. I was because, my brother Tommy, he breaks everything. He broke it, of course. He wanted to see how it worked. That's what he would do, my brother.
Okay, The Sound of Music. I dislike Hallmark garbage. Me too. The Godfather.
The Godfather?
Miracle on 34th.
Oh,
I forgot about that. That's also
the
a great
old
movie.
one, right? You're talking about the old Miracle on 34th Street. They have the new ones, and then they have the new remakes. I'm a old type of. I like the old one.
Hey, you know what I want to talk to you guys about right now is this.
That's my mom.
This wonderful woman is Alfred's mom. And you know what
Well,
this is? Late mom.
Yeah.
She put together a cookbook with all Sicilian?
Yep.
All Sicilian recipes. But look at how beautiful her writing was.
It was.
And what we thought we'd do is next week we'll pick one recipe and share it with you. Not next week, excuse me, on Christmas Eve Day.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve Day. Don't forget, we're going to have a live on Christmas Eve Day, same time.
My sister Anna was the one. Can I just hold this book up? My sister Anna, my mom passed away about a decade ago. But my sister Anna talked my mom into writing these recipes down. And my sister Anna made a copy for each of the grandkids, and then me, my brother, and my sister. Maybe she made 15 copies. Her
handwriting is absolutely beautiful.
Right. So now, since my mom's passed, all the kids have taken it upon themselves to master one or two of the recipes.
What did you master?
I mastered. I mastered eating them all. But I mean, they have the cookies, the angelottis.
I have to make that.
Yeah, right.
I keep promising them.
But they have great recipes from soups to cutlets to desserts to stuff like that. And at my brother's house, of course, this year they're not doing it. But I'll tell you a quick story about my brother in just 1 second. Everybody would bring what they made, and it was basically having my mom there, except of course she wasn't there. Your
sister used to make the parmigiano.
No, she used to make the cutlets.
The cutlets
and the eggplant parmesan. Right. Then my brother Tommy decided to quote unquote modernize it, and all of a sudden, what started to show up would be things like spare ribs from the Chinese restaurant, pizza. So let me tell you a quick pizza story about Tommy. He called me up. He says, "Hey, I just spent $110 sending pizza to California."
This was like a few days ago.
He FedExed it because his two of his children are in Cali. They didn't come over here for Christmas, and his grandchildren love the pizza from Tripoli Bakery in Lawrence. It's a tradition that my brother would have the pizza for the kids. So my brother this year FedExed. Rosario Zappola was nice enough to pack it in whatever they pack it in, dry ice or whatever, and ship it to California for the kids. So I said to my brother, I says, "How much did that cost you?" Right? He said it was over $100. Well, he says, "But you want to know something? I'd spend $200, and the kids are going to have the pizza for. I think that's a great thing.
That's a great thing.
That's a great thing.
Joe Essioni says most of our family recipes are gone. They never wrote anything down. I have to tell you guys, it's a couple of years ago. So I used to go home every Christmas. Home is in Massachusetts, in Andover, where my mom still lives. And 2 years ago, we did an entire episode of making the bagli. A bagli is a rolled cake. And inside is walnuts or poppy seeds. It's a mixture of walnuts and also marmalade and all types of other things, and a poppy seed filling. And to me, still, that is one of the most favorite memories that I have with my mom during Christmas, because she shared her recipe. And I'll leave you a link to that bagley recipe in the show notes, or you can look on our website. And the other, which is youmeandsicily.com, by the way. And the other thing is that I've been doing that I'm so happy about is still working on a cookbook, a Sicilian Hungarian cookbook. And of course, all the recipes come from my friends in Sicily or my mom.
You know, Esther, while you were talking and I was talking about this, something popped into my mind that I wanted to pass on to my friends out there. You know, this is a time of year where it's, especially this time of the year with what's going on out there, but it's a time for a lot of good memories, family memories. But there are a lot of people out there who have no family, or they've passed on, or they're by themselves. I know plenty of people this year that for the first time in their life, they're by themselves.
Yeah.
So my friend Donna Muldoon from Lawrence sent me an email. She says, you know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I says, what? She says, I'm going through my contact list. And I'm going to call up people that I don't even normally call up to wish them a happy Christmas, and bring a little bit of cheer that is into their life. So tomorrow, I told Esther this morning. I says, I'm going to make a whole bunch of calls tomorrow. I'm just going to call up people that are on my contact, people that I probably
That's a nice thing to do.
just to wish them a Merry Christmas, and that's it. So we have to think about the people who have passed on. We have to think about the people that we love that are still alive. But we also have to think about this year, people who are all by themselves. And so that's what I wanted to say about that. I think it's kind of important.
And that's one of the reasons we're going to have the Christmas Eve date show, so we can be there with you guys. I spoke to my mom today, and I have to admit I was a little bit sad that I won't be with her this year, but I'm going to be with you, and thanks to all the electronics, all the Zooms and all WhatsApp and all these things, we'll be able to communicate.
You know what I'm sad about? This is hilarious, but it's really not that hilarious, and it's kind of sad. But I don't get to go home much. But when I do go home, I like to go visit my mother and father and grandparents at the cemetery. And usually I take my brother, or I take my sister, or I take Katie. Usually, sometimes Katie comes with me. And my sister Anna usually has the grave all festooned very nicely. Okay. Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, I went with her, my sister Anna, and what she does is she parks the car in front of the grave, and then she opens up the door, and she blasts the stereo song. You know, the big fat Hawaiian guy that sang that song. It was a very famous song. He passed away. It was my mother's favorite song, and I can't think of the name of the song.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, it'll come to me after the show. But anyways, she'd blast that thing up, and as we planting the what do you call it, the plants, I would start crying. Anna would start crying, and then the song would be over. And I kind of missed going to the cemetery to pay my respects to my parents. Over here, it's like, I can't do it. So that's one of the drawbacks of being in Sicily. There aren't many, but I guess you could say, even though
you talk to your dad and your mom all the time.
Yeah, I do talk to my dad. Does anybody know the name of that song?
Dr. Rosemary says, is that a red leather jacket? Yes, thank you. You know what? I don't know if you guys caught this at the beginning of the show about our Christmas tree having white flakes on it. But the reason, which you forgot to tell them, that there were white flakes is because it's been raining cats and dogs here. Literally cats and dogs. And it's been terrible weather. In fact, it's still coming down a little bit, and it's chilly. It's chilly.
Usually December is wet. But now, from what we understand, we're going to have 6 straight days of sun. All right, that means our program on Christmas Eve day is going to be okay, and we can probably go out.
Okay. Beautiful song.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh, yeah, he was Hawaiian, I believe.
Yes, he was. Thank you. Who gave you that information?
A couple of people.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Joe, thank you. Yeah.
It's a Wonderful World.
No. Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was my sister Anna's song, and my sister Anna told me, she ordered a gravestone. This is hilarious. She's healthy as a horse. I says, "What does it say, Anna?" She says, "Says on it, I told you I was sick. My sister's sense of humor, believe me.
All right, folks, I want to hear from you guys. What are your plans? Will you be going somewhere? Are you going to be on your own? Hopefully you'll be joining us. Leave us a little chat about where you're going to be. And don't forget, on Christmas Eve day, I'm going to share one recipe from Alfred's mother's original recipe book.
Yep, those are great. And don't forget, listen, we appreciate your comments that you make on the YouTube. We appreciate you sharing our stuff. We appreciate you contributing both to the Sicilian project. And by the way, she forgot to say anything to Martha today, but yesterday we got our fourth $500 check off, and Enna received it, right?
I received it. Yep.
So we've sent out $2,000 this Christmas season to 4 charities.
Catania, Bagheria, Isola della Femmina, and Enna.
These are people, you know, nobody gets paid at the Sicilian project. It's like a bunch of people get together. Okay, we're gonna do this. 2,000 American dollars is going directly.
Yeah, it's about 400 euro
to the people, right?
About 400 euro. Each.
400 euro. So that buys a bunch of stuff. Okay, times 4. And if we get more money, we can do more too, one. You know. So, but I know all of you that are on this thing today. I know most of you have contributed.
Many have, and in fact, on the Sicilian Project Facebook page, I post pictures when some of the parishes send me what kind of gift baskets they made, and also of the volunteers. Yeah. Because you know, at this time right now in Sicily, it is getting bad, and poverty and famine, and so people need as much help as possible.
Yesterday, we got the okay for the vaccine. Am I correct in saying that?
Yesterday, the European Union approved the final part of the vaccination, which gave it the green light for all of Europe. And Italy is expected to receive it on the 26th, with the first day of vaccination on the 27th. And it was announced today that a hospital in Palermo, a nurse will be the first one to receive it here.
I hope that the elderly people get the vaccine. Why does some freaking politician that's corrupt and is healthy, why is that person getting a vaccine when we have people that need it? That's my opinion.
Pascal Maniscalco, when my father was alive, he used to make lobster fried diablo.
Oh, I love
Now make it for my children to keep the tradition.
Pasquale, do you have a recipe maybe you can post on Christmas Eve day with us? That's a great thing to have on Christmas. Lobster. Fra Diablo means from the devil. So it's a little bit spicy
I would
with
like
pasta.
That.
Usually it's from the linguine, huh? But Pasquale, thank you so much. What a great comment that is.
Okay. Dr. Rosemary says, how can we find the Sicilian Project? Dr. Rosemary, I'll email you, or you can go to thesicilianproject.com.
Yeah, the donate button is right there. www.thesicilianproject.
And I'll also leave some in the description below.
Thank you, Doctor.
Jody DeLuca, I'll be going to my daughter's house, and my 3-year-old grandson is really understanding Christmas for the.
That's great.
Oh, that's
Jody,
wonderful.
Have a wonderful time over there with your daughter. I'm very thrilled that you're experiencing this. That's great.
That's great. And watching him grow up. I can
remember when she got married. That's how long we've been friends. When they got married, when they had how excited Jody was when she got pregnant.
3 years, yeah.
It's been 3 years now, 4 years or whatever, and that's great. And she's a great grandmother too. Not a great grandmother, but a great grandmother.
B says, John and I will be home without our family joining us. We will do the video chat, but no 13 people sitting at the table. Yep, not this year, but hopefully soon.
But you know something, B, let me just say this. Do the best you can. You know, make sure you cook something that you would normally cook. In other words, don't have hot dogs and beans that day or something like that. Cook a dish.
Make it as traditional as possible. What the heck?
I mean,
what are you guys cooking? Leave a note.
Next year it'll be different. Next year it'll be different, okay? And please give Don my best regards. He's a great guy. B Green last week. She had a birthday. She did a fundraiser for the Sicilian Project. She made like $500 for the Sicilian Project. It was like, oh my God,
it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Okay, Dr. Rosemary found the Sicilian Project.
Perfect.
Okay, Alfredo.
Okay, guys.
We've got about a minute left.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions for us before we sign off? If not, we really hope to see you on Christmas Eve day, same time. A special thank you to Marta Cannizzo. By the way, all those photos that I showed were her photos that she took. That girl has an eye.
The whole family is a talented family.
No kidding.
I mean, look at the father did with those with the nativity scenes. It's just amazing.
Okay, and so thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube. Hit the subscription so you get notified when we go live or when we upload a video. And Shefaloo, as Alfred said, is coming next. So grazie a tutti, buona festa.
We'll see you in 2 days. We'll be back on Christmas Eve day.
On Christmas Eve day.